The envelope looked harmless, but when I tore it open, my world caved in. A special assessment, they called it. Mandatory fees slapped onto every homeowner for so-called urgent repairs. The number stared back at me like a death sentence, tens of thousands of dollars due immediately. I felt my chest tighten, my savings erased with a single stroke of their pen. Within weeks, my bank account was drained, bills piled high, and my credit cards bled dry. I had been reduced to nothing by But whispers traveled fast. Neighbors murmured about the timing, about how the board president's cousin had just opened a construction company. I began to see the cracks in their story, and behind those cracks was a secret so dark it could take down the entire board. This wasn't an accident, and it wasn't about community needs. It was about power, money, and betrayal woven into every line of that assessment letter. What happened next would reveal just how far they were willing to go, and how far I would. The HOA president strutted into meetings like a queen, her voice dripping with condescension. She had built her empire by weaponizing rules, fining homeowners for cracked driveways while hosting lavish parties funded by community funds. Her arrogance was her armor, her smug smile a signal that she believed she was untouchable. Behind her back, contractors whispered about padded invoices and inflated bids. But no one dared speak openly, not until the assessment that broke too many of us to stay silent. For me, silence was never an option. I wasn't raised in wealth. I had worked 2 jobs to buy into this neighborhood, skipping luxuries, sacrificing every comfort to build something secure for my family. I had endured poverty before, but I had promised myself, never again. And now the HOA had dragged me back to the brink, forcing me to choose between food on the table and paying for repairs that did not exist. But my history had forged something stronger than fear: resilience. And that resilience became my. The confrontation unfolded in a packed meeting hall. I stood at the microphone, the assessment notice clutched in my hand. The president leaned back in her chair, smirking, certain of her dominance. "Everyone must pay their share," she declared, voice sharp, final. My neighbors shifted uncomfortably, most too afraid to challenge her. I looked across the room, met their eyes, and said, "This isn't about repairs. This is about a contract awarded to your cousin's company for work that never began." The sigh. I laid down photographs, pictures of the repaired facilities that were untouched, invoices signed before any work was done, and bank records linking payments to her family's business. Gasps rippled through the room, phones lit up, recording every word, every reaction. Her face drained of color, and for the first time, her voice shook. That's not possible," she stammered, but the evidence spoke louder than her denial. The boardroom transformed into a courtroom, and the jury was everyone watching. Within hours, the story broke beyond our neighborhood. Social media erupted with outrage. And HostCam trended as clips of the confrontation went viral. Local reporters camped outside the HOA office, demanding answers. Neighbors once paralyzed by fear now rallied together, flooding the board with petitions and legal complaints. What was meant to bankrupt us instead bankrupted their credibility. The ripple effect grew louder, bigger, unstoppable. Standing on my porch, I realized this battle was never just about money. It was about truth. It was about a community realizing it deserved better than lies and exploitation. "They thought they could break us," I said into a reporter's microphone, "but instead they revealed who they truly are." My words spread like fire. For once, it wasn't me against them. It was us against corruption. And so I leave you with this. When injustice comes disguised as authority, don't surrender. Question it. Challenge it. Because every voice raised against corruption is a crack in the wall of their power. Together, those cracks can bring it down. The board left me bankrupt on paper, but in truth, they gave me something more powerful than money. They gave me a reason to fight and a community ready to stand with me. Subscribe, share, and let's keep exposing the truth. Together, we'll make sure stories like this don't stay hidden.